Good evening, fellow collectors. July 18th, 2010, my second video today. And in this video, we're going to expose some forgeries from the Coach's Corner auction site. Mainly those authenticated, and of course I use that word loosely, from Chris. I never saw an autograph I didn't like, Morales. And of course those clowns of authentication, Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens of Stat Authentic, who were written about in the Philly Burbs by some hack reporter called, I think her name was Krista Schumacher Debris, who called them nationally recognized experts. And obviously Krista did not do her homework, as they are an infection in the industry, both Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens, when it comes to authenticating autographs. They don't know autographs. Either they don't know autographs or they know exactly the garbage they're authenticating. Let's get started. This is for a guy named Ed at the Philly Burbs also. Hey Ed, this is authenticated by your friend Ted Taylor at Stat Authentic. This is lot number 3. This fake autograph on a Babe Ruth's autograph. And like we all and always will say, none of the autographs that I always show here from Coach's Corner auctions will ever pass any major or real authentication service. Not Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens. And of course, as we all know, both Lee Trythall and Scott Malack flood the industry, the hobby industry, with tons of forgeries every single month. So all these forgeries are presented to you by Scott Malack and Lee Trythall of Coach's Corner. And here's another forgery of a Babe Ruth autograph, authenticated by Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens, Stat Authentic. Another hack autograph. And of course, every month, Coach's Corner, as we all know, puts out between 12 and 15 Babe Ruth autographs every single month. And every single month, they go for like 1/10 to 1/20th what a real, authentic Babe Ruth autograph would go for. You know why? Because only morons and idiots buy that stuff. Of course, the other side of that coin is that some people know they're buying forgeries and they flip them in either California or Las Vegas. We all know that. Anyway, another forgery from Stat Authentic, presented to you by Coach's Corner, lot number 729. This forgery of a Christy Mathewson cut. And guess what? Christy, knowing that Coach's Corner would put this up for auction, actually inscribed that cut just for them, knowing that in 100 years Coach's Corner would put it up for auction and the inscription would add value to it. Ha ha ha. Presented to you by Lee Trythall and Scott Malack. Now we all know that there are hardly any, just any Eddie Plank autographs anywhere in the world. Now of course Eddie Plank passed away in 1926. Nobody has autographs of Eddie Plank, but guess what? They've put out, Coach's Corner, about 5 this year, and this month, Coach's Corner has 2 Eddie Plank forgeries up for auction, authenticated by the clowns of authentication, Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens. This is lot number 648. No, these will not pass any major authentication service. And here's the second Eddie Plank forgery, authenticated by Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens. This is lot number 724. And guess what? Eddie did them a favor also and decided to add an inscription on the bottom of that. How convenient. Just for Coach's Corner, Lee Trythall and Scott Malack. Wow. And another set of forgeries from Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens, presented to you by Coach's Corner, is this, here it is, let's see it. Ty Cobb, Tris Speaker, and Connie Mack. All 3 are forgeries. And this is lot number 761 on, 726, excuse me. Some kind of cut. It's amazing that they have these little pieces of paper, like 4x3, 2x3 inch pieces of paper with the autographs of these people. Now, first of all, most of the signatures that are found from way back then on like pieces of paper are attached to letters. So of course, anybody with any common sense knows that any one of these autographs with the letter will go for 100 times more than the simple cut itself. But somehow, Coach's Corner only presents these cuts on little pieces of paper as opposed to the entire letter. Common sense tells you. Well, bunch of forgeries. How about this Walter Johnson forgery? Lot number 761, a Walter Johnson letter, a little piece of a letter anyway. Authenticated by Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens, the clowns of authentication. And of course, a Walter Johnson forgery. And here's another little tiny cut. This is of Cy Young, another very rare autograph, Cy Young. But of course, Coach's Corner has Cy Youngs every single month. Lot number 735. Now I'm going to show you something really whacked out. A Ted Williams autograph on a glove. Authenticated by those clowns, Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens. Lot number 280. Now, how much would a real Ted Williams autograph on a glove go for? Well, I don't really know. I'm sure a few $1,000s. This piece of crap is up to a whopping $50. Ed, from the Philly Burbs, this is the kind of crap that your buddy, Ted Taylor, spits out every single month. How about this Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris signatures on a baseball? Yes, 2 forgeries. Item number 233, authenticated by, yes, Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens, the clowns of Stat Authentic. And both of these are forgeries. I don't know. Let's just look at some other individual stuff from Coach's Corner. There's lot number 278. There's Babe Ruth, ugly, ugly baseball. There's ugly, ugly forgery. Just horrible what they spit every month. Between a dozen and 15 Babe Ruth signed items that are 99.9% forgeries. How about this Lou Gehrig forgery on a rubber ball, I think. Authenticated by Chris. I never saw an autograph I didn't like, Morales. I don't think anything passes Morales' desk that he does not authenticate. How about this really, really ugly Babe Ruth? Lot number 228, authenticated by Morales. This is just horrible. I mean, you don't have to be an authentic. I mean, a lot of us know autographs without having the title of authenticator, but this is just pathetic. Morales, he passes everything that comes across his desk, as does Ted Taylor and Jeff Stevens. How about this? Is a really putrid Babe Ruth. Look at this thing. Just look at it. Lot number 215, authenticated by, yes, Chris. I never saw an autograph I didn't like, Morales. And let's look at this lot number 151. We got a Ty Cobb on there. We got Babe Ruth and Walter Johnson. A forgery authenticated by Morales. Just simply horrible. That's just amazing that people have been in that stuff. Unbelievable. Let's go one last item. This Lou Gehrig forgery on some kind of uniform piece, lot number 288. Just horrible. None of the stuff would ever pass, any kind of major authentication service. Authenticated by Chris. I never saw an autograph I didn't like, Morales. And every month, Coach's Corner puts out hundreds, if not thousands, of forgeries and spits them out into the marketplace every single month. And it's incredible how you guys, Ted Taylor, Jeff Stevens, Lee Trythall, Scott Malack, continue to get away with this crap. Well, every month, I'm going to continue to expose it. I will see you guys later.